Okay, what's going on, guys? The playoff edition of the Go Long Sports Show coming to you live from the garage. Okay, so on this episode, I'm going to be talking about the teams that are left in NFL playoffs, some of the events that led up to the final 8 teams that are playing this weekend, maybe where to place your money when it comes to the over-unders, and also who I think is going to advance and ultimately win the Super Bowl. Couple different outcomes, couple different scenarios, but okay, let's get straight to it. So the first game of the weekend is the Jags versus the Chiefs. Okay, the Kansas City is the 9.5-point favorite, so obviously you're gonna have to take that one. It's just the Jags. The Jags are a good team. They're a damn good football team, but the Chiefs aren't going to do what the Chargers did. And, if the Chiefs get up by 21 against the Jaguars, they're not going to let them back to the game. The Chargers, as all you guys know, I'm a Chargers fan. The Chargers are historically known. Chargers and Cowboys are two teams historically known for playing to the level of competition. So the Chargers, what happened last week when the Chargers blew that lead to the Jags, they said, wait a minute, we didn't expect to come here and be up by 27 points. Let's make it a little interesting and make it a game that we're used to. So we'll completely take our foot off the gas and let you guys come back and just be the Chargers that we are. Okay. And I digress, but also being a Chargers fan, I was telling people, I don't want to play the Jaguars. That's the one team I didn't want to play. They beat the Chargers by 30 in week 3. I know week 3 and week 19, this is now is two completely different leagues at that point pretty much. But I just knew that they were feeling very confident playing the Chargers. And like I said, the Chargers like to play to the competition of their opponent. It don't matter who they are. They'll fucking have it. It'll come down to a field goal against your high school JV team if they're playing the Chargers. That's just the way it is. And that's why I said I would rather have had the Chargers play someone like the Bengals. I feel like, all right, let's just play a team like the Bengals, get it out the way, and really show up and play to that competition, because I think they would have had a real shot against them. But okay, I digress. No more talking about teams who are no longer in the playoffs. Okay. So yeah, the Chiefs, and honestly, if we're being honest here, the Chiefs are probably the safest pick to win the Super Bowl. I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes, who's easily the best quarterback in the league, and he's just put so much separation between him and the next guy this year, because he's going out there putting up crazy numbers and making it look easy, just shitting out 12, 13 wins with name 2 of his receivers. Well, you got Travis Kelce, but his number 1 receiver is who? Juju Smith, other than Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman. So there's really not much you can say about that guy. He's one of those guys playing. He's the only quarterback in the league right now that actually has a chance at challenging Brady's GOAT title, you know? Like, he's a guy you watch play and it's just like, okay, he's going to be the best ever if he can go 15 years. Who knows? If he hasn't, let alone, don't let him get 18 to 20 in. Who knows what the hell he's going to do, but he's got a real chance of being the GOAT. So I'm going to say the Chiefs over the Jags in that one. I would say they're going to win by over 9.5, which is the over-under. So that's a pretty safe bet. Pretty easy game to talk about. But here's the game, and here's my underdog pick to win the Super Bowl, actually. So you got Giants versus Eagles, who also play on Saturday, and Philly is a 7.5-point favorite for that game. Bettors, put your fucking money on the Giants. Like, 7.5 points, are you serious? This, if you know anything about the NFC East, or just when a team plays a team 3 times in a year, when have you ever seen the team play who's lost both times lose again by more than a field goal, you know? So I it's just tough. I got the Giants winning this game, one, because I think they're a team of destiny. And I'll make some comparisons between them and that '07 team that I just see. And it's just like, okay, I get, because I kind of, we'll get into that. And 2, Philly, they kind of, the playoffs, it's about coming in, playing your best football, coming in hot. they really didn't come in hot into the playoffs. Yeah, they won that last game with Jalen Hurts, but they had 2 losses back to back before that when they had Gardner Minshew playing. Who knows about Jalen Hurts' shoulder? And him being 100% healthy is a lot of their offense because they like to run him around, and he's gonna put himself out there to take hits on that shoulder possibly. So depending on his health, that's gonna condense their offense to at least like 5 to 10%, which is a big deal when you get to the playoffs. And it's just I don't know. I feel like okay. Let's just get back to what I was saying about the Giants being a team of destiny. So here's just some of the comparisons between the Giants and that 07 team. So the Giants this year finished 9-7-1. That 07 Giants team finished 10-6. Both I feel like on fire, especially past the divisional round. Going into the divisional round, I think in 07 the Giants they beat the Buccaneers team. The Giants this year had a more impressive victory in the wild card, beating the Vikings, who just couldn't keep up the one possession magic. You can't expect to win fucking 15 games in a year by 3 to 7 points. It's just not going to happen. The luck's not going to go in your favor. You got to be more decisive. And also, like a thing I've noticed is the comparison between Daniel Jones and Eli Manning. Both guys who kind of have the same narrative, I feel like, going into their 4th season. It's like, is this the guy they turn the ball over a lot? People weren't sure on Daniel Jones. I've liked Daniel Jones for a couple of years now. He's just because of his athleticism. Like, I feel like in the NFL, you can't go, like, if you have a quarterback who can run, especially take off the way Daniel Jones did, you got to keep that guy and somehow make it work because that's a real threat. And I also like his newfound poise. Early on into his career, he kind of looks like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Excuse my language. He almost like the game was moving too fast for him. You know how some quarterbacks got that deer in the headlights look. And a lot of times I like to gauge quarterback play on it's simple. It's, does he make it look hard or does he make it look easy? Like, you look at the best quarterbacks, you look at some of the worst. The best ones, more often than not, make the position easy. Look easy. It's already the hardest position in sports. You don't have to make it any harder than it has to be already. Like guys like Baker Mayfield makes it look real hard sometimes. It look like he be rolling out. Like, he makes it look hard sometimes. Not saying he's the worst quarterback in the league, but versus Patrick Mahomes, where everything is relaxed, hits the open guy. He's really doesn't make it look like the hardest position in the world. So Daniel Jones, I feel like the game's slowing down for him a lot. He's it's slowing down. He's got his poise going. He's playing with confidence, and you can tell that this team really the team believes in him. You know when the team believes in their quarterback, they're like, yeah, Danny. Like, if you put a mic on that sideline, you're going to hear, yeah, Danny, about 30, 50 times. He do a lot of stuff. I'm like, okay. Oh, Danny, last week he ran the ball about 10 times in a row. And I was like, okay. All right, I see. Okay, nigga, hey, shit. Nigga think he Lamar out there. So it's just that I really like what I see out of this team. And as far as their defense, they got a monster D-line. So that's really important around playoff team, getting after quarterbacks, making quarterbacks feel more and more uncomfortable the further you go into the playoffs. That's how they beat Tom Brady the last time. Okay. And then I'll probably do like a whole different episode on just the Giants being my Super Bowl pick, but we're just talking about the teams playing in this divisional week. So recap, I got the Chiefs beating the Jags pretty easily. Then I got the Giants beating the Eagles by a field goal. I got the Giants beating the Eagles by a field goal. Let's say Giants are going to win that game 30-27. 30-27. Hold me to that. Okay. And then we got the Bills-Bengals. This is the pick'em game. I think the Bills are favored 5.5 points. And the Bills are a team where it's like either they come out and blow a team out off the rip and win by 40 points, or like I feel like close games don't really favor them too well. Because of their inconsistency in running the football and just relying on Josh Allen to do everything. So down the stretch, if he makes any mistakes at all, it kind of puts their team in a bad position. Versus the Bengals, man, I like their team a lot. I think they're going to beat the Bills. I think we're going to get a rematch of between the Chiefs and the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. And I think this time the Chiefs are going to do what they were supposed to do last year. A lot of people forget that last year that the Chiefs were up something crazy, like might have been up 21-0 in that game, but the Bengals just had a comeback. And for some reason, some of those days where it's just when the momentum gets too far going, a lot like you seen last week with the Jags, there's just nothing the team can do. Like you'll start fucking dropping glasses of water on the sideline. Like, how am I dropping? Why is this water bottle slipping out my hand? That's just what happens sometimes in football when momentum gets going too far to one side. It's uncontrollable. And you guys even understand when playing Madden, like you do start dropping passes in Madden when somebody start coming back. So I got the Bengals beating the Bills, which honestly is the game this week where I would stay away from betting, just because either team, you can make a very just argument for either team winning that game. Who has the better quarterback in that game? You got to say, Joe Burrow is social media's favorite quarterback, and I think it's because when he won the national championship, he made a cool video smoking a cigar and shit. So that's like, oh, he's the greatest ever. He smokes Black and Milds. But if we're being honest here, Josh Allen's the better quarterback. He can do more. He has more ability. Joe Burrow has better poise. But we'll see. I like the Bengals overall team, and I trust the Bengals overall team with them being there before and being to a Super Bowl. I trust them coming into Buffalo and getting the dub over the Bills. The Bills kind of feel, they're not too convincing. Like they weren't the same team all year. Like they weren't just dominating people all year. And there's really, it's like, what do you hang your hat on? Josh Allen or bust? They're Josh Allen or bust. So that's why I'm picking the Bengals. Okay, and for the finals game, this is going to be the game of the week. Oh, man. Cowboys versus 49ers. Two of the most annoying fan bases on the planet Earth. I like the Cowboys, too. I hate the Niners. But, oh, man, this is tough. Okay, let me go a little bit into this game. First, the keys for the Cowboys to winning this game, and this is kind of sad, being that Dak Prescott's in his 7th or 8th year. And we all know that Brock Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in this year's draft as a rookie. Because the Niners, top to bottom, have a better roster, have a better team, smoother running offense, better coaching, just everything's better about the Niners. But Dak Prescott is supposed to be way better than Brock Purdy. Is he all the time? No. Okay. Let me get to what I'm saying. The Cowboys can only win this game if Dak Prescott convincingly outplays Brock Purdy, which is fucking sad to say, because imagine me being like, the Chiefs can only beat the Niners if Patrick Mahomes outplays Brock Purdy. Of course he's going to outplay him. He's Patrick Mahomes. I wish I could say, of course, you're Dak Prescott. You're going to outplay him. But I can't say that because Dak, as we all know, he's very, how you got some people are just stingy. He's real stingy with his good games. He likes to keep his good games to himself and likes to put them when you don't need them. Oh, you niggas need a good game? Nah, I'm going to hold on to this for later. What are you holding on to a good game for? Dak, it's the playoffs. You got to wait a year to use. Nah, I just like, I like having it. It's like the niggas it's like the little kid who wasn't thinking about a toy until you want it. Nah, this is my good game now. So we'll see, because everyone's expecting Dak to play a good game. Actually, no, I'm not going to even say that. I feel like the expectation is for Dak to go out there and just play average to below average, because that's just what he does. He plays awesome. Last week was the best game I've seen him play in a while, since that 3-game stretch in 2019. So he goes out there and plays awesome, and then next week he'll just play shitty, and that's just really what it comes down to for the Cowboys. The only way that the Cowboys can win this game is if Dak goes out there and wins it for them, and which is kind of scary because you can't trust him to do that for you. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not even Joe Burrow. So Yeah, this game is tough. I want the Cowboys to win. The Niners are 4 point favorites, which I would say definitely bet the under. It's not going to be a 4 point game. If the Niners do win, it's going to win by a couple points, 2-1 points. Um, Micah Parsons has to have a big game uh, for the Cowboys to beat this. Because the Niners, I'm looking at this team. This roster is awesome. They got juggernauts on defense. They got so many weapons on offense between C-Mac, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, and people forget, but Brandon Ayuk, he was holding down when Debo Samuel was hurt. Him and Kittle was holding down. Like they didn't miss a beat when Debo was out. He who just came back. So and the thing I do like about Brock Purdy is he makes the position look easy, like I talked about before. His poise. He doesn't look like a rookie out there. But he looks very poised. He makes it look easy. He doesn't look out of control, flustered. But the one knock I can give is playing for the San Francisco 49ers team, like I said, with this downhill West Coast Kyle Shanahan offense. You got George Kittle, you got Debo Samuel, you got Brandon Ayuk, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Elijah Mitchell, you got Juszczyk, the tight end. The fullback. That's 6 Pro Bowlers, damn near 5 at least. It's just the easiest system I feel like to play quarterback in. Like you're gonna either hand the ball off. Christian McCaffrey's going to go crazy. You're going to play action, screens, easy, automatic 10, 15 yards, which is what it's been looking like since he's been undefeated as a starter. Or you're just going to play action, first read not there, which has usually been there. Second read's going to be wide the fuck open. And your second read, you're usually throwing it to a guy who's going to catch the ball out of Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and be able to get 20 to 50 yards of yak. Christian McCaffrey, like it's ridiculous. So it's really pick your poison with this team. So, okay, I'm going to go out there because I really want to see a Cowboys-Giants NFC Championship game, and we all know how that's going to end. But I want to see a Cowboys-Giants NFC Championship game, so I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to win this ball game. 24-22. I don't know how that, like, someone might have to get a safety for that score to happen. But I'm going to say 24-22 Dallas Cowboys. And the way that the Dallas Cowboys win is if their stars show up. So they're not going to win unless Dak plays big, Tony Pollard plays big. CeeDee Lamb has to have a big game. He's got to go at least one. He has to go for 2 tubs and over 100 yards. And if Micah Parsons is out there raising hell. But the one thing that the 49ers, we all know, are going to do, they're going to run at Micah Parsons. They're going to send chip releases at him, make him have to think, because he just like the Eagles did when they played him with Cooper Rush. They kept running options at him and shit, made him have to think so that he can't just lock in and do what he does best, which is mindlessly attack the quarterback like some type of quarterback attacking zombie, which is just ridiculous, unstoppable. So, okay. One last recap before we shut this thing off. You got Jags, Chiefs, got the Chiefs. Giants, Eagles, got the New York Football Giants. Bills, Bengals, got the Bengals. And Cowboys, 49ers, unpopular again. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys on that. Peace.